great job to hold it down. And Secret are going to look to do the same here. They grab the Venomancer. This has been a stock rising safe lane support, or core. We were seeing like that jungle Iron Talon Veno a little bit that EG was running a couple months back, but as of late it's generally been a go-to safe laner if anything. So
straight for the Lycan pick.
Pick the Lycan.
I do think it's strong. The new Feral Impulse, I think that's what it's called. I don't actually. Yeah, Feral Impulse. So it gives you a ton of health regen in lane. It makes it bearable to play against Darkseer. You can kill the Ion Shell creeps pretty fast. It doesn't really care about Veno. It's one of the few cores that if it gets galed, it's not just completely out of the fight. You know, it's not going to get kited the entire time because of how much Shapeshift can do. Team Secret, though, just seemingly going for like these direct hero counters. Like Ice Armor, obviously good against Lycan and Night Stalker. Having the Veno to protect your towers. Now you have the Ice Armor to put on your towers as well. It's just very like defensive, almost 100% magic damage lineup coming in so far.
Oh, Lich.
It seems like they're picking
to have your mana.
They're like picking to not lose, you know? That's what I feel Secret's doing.
What is the idea? So Frost Armor is really good against Lycan. And what else does Lich bring to the table here?
Well, he obviously wins your lane.
Right.
Like that's gonna be a huge benefit. So
it's such a reactionary, like defensive lineup now for Secret, though, right?
Yeah, absolutely is.
Like I see, I see so many heroes that like are great if everything conspires perfectly. You get like the Vacuum Echo, Poison Nova, you know, Veil, Chain Frost. Like that all sounds great, but it's not that easy to execute, really. It's very reliant on Crescendo diving you.
You have to be pretty patient. I think the Sniper is a really good answer to this type of pick, though. Because what hero jumps the Sniper? Like, what is going to get to that back line and really stop?
Shadowblade or Shaker.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty much all
I mean, are we, at this point, we're looking... So it could be a core Veno... It's core Veno Darkseer, and then it's like, is Shaker a support or is he mid? But against Sniper, mid Shaker sounds pretty bad.
Sounds pretty bad, yeah.
Especially with Lycan.
You just get shrapnelled all the time. It's a nightmare.
So then they're looking for a mid-1 hero.
Maybe they just go back for like Invoker or something. I don't know. I think they need something that hits buildings. They need something that hits buildings, something that offers control in team fights. Also scales.
What else does mid-1? We saw him play a little Dragon Knight.
Dragon Knight's okay too.
I feel like Dragon Knight's always okay right now.
Did you see the oh, you were casting. You didn't see the last game. Nisha from
4 Protect 5, is it?
No, it's Singularity, I think.
Singularity.
Yeah, Nisha from Singularity played an amazing DK in the last game.
Yeah, we just had Planet Dog played DK, and he got dual laned by a Quap and a Bounty Hunter.
Oh my.
And still out-farmed the Quap, carried the game, man-fought everyone.
Yeah, that hero is actually pretty
Dragon
strong.
Knight's so good right now.
His talents are insane, too. He gets, like...
I mean, even God's managed to pull off an MVP of that percent of show match.
I like
the hero must be easy.
I like the even Gods portion of that. Even that guy can win with DK. Come on.
Shout out to God. We love you, buddy. You're the best DK for pound in my heart.
All right.
They're taking a long time with this band.
Okay, so they banned another tower hitting hero.
And that is actually probably the best like wombo combo with the Darkseer Shaker.
Yeah. Requiem is insanely strong in the team fights against those heroes.
Okay. I mean, in theory, Sniper like has. I don't know if this is still the case. Like Sniper was considered one of the better laners against Shadow Fiend in the past, but
he still can be, especially if you have some outside influence, like
a Night Stalker roaming on you.
4-minute Night Stalker gang can definitely kill a Shadow Fiend without a doubt.
Okay. So Crescendo on the flip side, they'll want their second support here. What are you thinking? Probably a 5 position for Ake.
Something maybe with sustain? I wouldn't hate like a Dazzle, for example. Oh, Ench. Okay, they're going aggressive with it.
Ake and shouldn't have been a surprise.
Yeah, actually, now that I think about it. Because it's a Lich lane too, right? So you get the creep, you just run it at the Lich, he can do absolutely nothing against that. So they want to actually win their lanes harder. They don't want to...
They push really hard now with the Lycan. You've got like the catapult cheese as well you can pull out, which is even stronger with the new catapults.
Yeah, this is a very, very good pick.
Templar Assassin.
Ooh.
Okay, there's the tower hitter, TA.
There's a lot of control
TA
for
against
TA,
Lycan, though, and Sniper? I don't...
You've got the mischance of the silence, you've got the Lycan who can just run away from you, the puck control, the shrapnel harass, like just kiting.
Maybe they just plan on stacking for him pretty heavily?
They almost certainly do. I think that's something YapzOr really excels at, is he balances his rotations and his stacking really well. Like that's probably one of his biggest strengths is like when he's playing Rubik. I think the same is true for Earthshaker. So they probably will stack a lot. Question is, like, can Crescendo just go in and contest those?
It feels like they could. I mean, Night Stalker is one of the better heroes at getting around the map. He has insane amounts of vision during the night phases. They're going to have, I guess, offlane puck, so he should hit 6 still pretty fast in this game. I don't really see... A core Veno is not really going to be pressured by the puck, but at the same time, they shouldn't be able to kill the puck either, which means that he'll be able to get EXP. So an early coil, a Night Stalker, and yeah, a Lycan running at you is still pretty terrifying. I don't really know who's going to win, honestly, just based on draft.
Very different here from both teams as we will be getting underway, folks. So thank you very much for joining us. Secret making their group stage debut. The proverbial favorites coming in, while on the flip side, you do have Crescendo 0-1 with some big expectations due to all the beloved fan favorite players on this team.
They do have a, I guess you could say, a star-studded lineup, right? Or at least most of the players are known, I guess, besides BBK.
Certainly, like, historically, you know, very accomplished lineup. I think some of their haters might say, oh, these guys are washed up, they don't have it anymore, but they definitely are going to bring a lot of interest one way or the other.
I mean, they got a TI winner on their team.
Multiple TI.
That's true.
Right. And then Cinder it.
And then Cinder it.
Oh, we love you, buddy.
To be honest, he's done a lot to transition to different roles to try to, you know, fit into a team. It's admirable. You know, he tries to learn like every single aspect just to make sure that he can do what his team needs him to do.
Whose hotkeys are these? These are so weird.
Don't know. Lumi was on that PC last, but I don't think he changes hotkeys. I think he just uses whatever was there.
How do I just do default? Try that.
The battle begins.
Okay. Alright, we're back to normal buttons here. I am going to push them, guys. I'm LD. He's Draskell. This is Crescendo versus Secret. Here we go. By the way, I like how Mid 1 has a personal Too Good sponsorship.
Yep. His avatar picture is...
Is it James?
Is it James? Yeah, it's James.
Which James?
You know the picture where he's like touching his chest or whatever, and he's like laying back in
like
the
looks like he's having like a
sofa.
small orgasm.
Yeah,
on,
that one.
On broadcast. Okay.
Back when he had his long, luxurious hair.
I remember when I had that. I think I was about like 13.
Same. I can empathize. Maybe one of the few people here who can.
Yeah. If I let it grow out for more than like a week or two,
it just looks silly,
it
right?
Just looks bad.
Yeah. I know that feel.
It's okay. That's why we brought Ted back. You know, just wanted the bald support group. We didn't get Shane this time, but
we're stronger in threes. That's really how it works.
Yeah. I'm filling in for Shane. Okay, so Eddie, let's talk a little bit about the lanes here. We are going to have YapzOr trying to pressure mid early, so he's kind of giving this TA a little early support. You've got the offlane Darkseer, pretty standard. Try to contest the Lycan. They are running the Lich Veno dual lane bottom, and Ake is trying to find his opening as he sweeps around mid. Any early reactions to this laning setup?
I think it's very difficult to find anything, at least against bottom, if you're Crescendo. Because the Lich is staying by the Veno, and he's staying under the tower, and this lane is likely to not really move from under the tower. Cinderen's actually going to be pressured here a little bit. We'll be forced to jaunt home in the bottom lane, but yeah.
Puppey just giving him the love. Sind is level 1 here, and Sind is a sad panda.
It is a struggle. Lich plus Veno. You would be hard-pressed to find a hero that can lane against this.
What surge is this?
I don't even know if you can lane against this. Because every
He's
single
still
time,
level 1.
Yeah, he's just gonna deny the range creep every single time.
And he's just getting Nova auto attack to death here. He really wants that point in phase shift right now.
I think at this point you kind of just want to find a spot in the trees to hide in and hope that they don't see you. So you can just like sit there and soak EXP.
Chicken making its glorious march back, but in the meanwhile, trouble in the mid lane as mid1 will find that first blood. YapzOr, patient, waiting, connects, so he'll salve up. He CS's nicely here already, 13-9. EGM is going to arrive and at least crack that salve. So far, so good there. Offlane's looking pretty good for KheZu, though Lycan is farming. He's getting his levels. Get off to a good start, and I mean, especially this puck has to be kind of worried, though. Cinderin does hit level 2 now. He's caught up at least. I mean, Puppey's out-leveling him as support, so.
The really troublesome thing about playing it in this situation is that these are two static laning heroes. Like, the Lich and the Veno are not going to leave this lane unless they TP to a counter gank. KheZu top.
Yeah, good catch with KheZu. Void comes through. He tries for the last-minute surge, but okay, showing that he is not rusty on the micro skills. Trap into a stun and gets the job done.
That's the kind of stuff they're going to need a lot of in this early game. Ake started around the mid to try to maybe look to pressure mid one, but just having the Shaker sitting there, it's very hard for them to do anything to the TA from this position.
And meanwhile, mid one can just confidently outlast hit him with the refraction damage. The sniper harass is fairly minimal since you're constantly having to chew through that. You have to worry about those Shaker ganks. So it is very much feeling like this has to be the Ake show for now, and he's going to buy a smoke. Wants to bring that show to a new town. He's got his work cut out for him here, that's for damn sure. But they're going to make their go on Cinder, and he has to orb back. Oh, almost got that Nova. I'm really concerned for this puck right now from Crescendo.
He is level 3. His Shrine's going to be up in like 40 seconds, so he's not going to be sent home, I don't think.
I guess the worry is like he's really their only team fight and only initiation outside of a Night Stalker just running in, and he's only level 2 right now. So we'll fight YapzOr here though, catch him out in the trees. Fissure's there, but unfortunately unable to trap that Enchantress on the wrong side. They're going to lay in the shrapnels. The Void gets the job done. So Crescendo do strike mid. Might try to transition this into a little tower pressure.
From the puck standpoint, I think that he doesn't necessarily need the super fast Blink Dagger, but he does need to get a relatively well-timed 6. So the Lycan can pop, shapeshift, you coil, you just run at them, and that's how you get the kills. There's not really a lot of stuns, it's pretty much just the Shaker. That's what makes it a nice Lycan game. So as long as Cinderin can get that coil going, then I think they'll still be okay.
Puppey is able to snag that rune and then head back, so see KheZu just continue to farm up here in the jungle. Still not having too much trouble as the offlane Darkseer. Nothing too surprising, I guess, with the way the lanes have developed. It's really just been these support rotations. The Shaker, the Ench, they're going to find Puppey, who was saving a skill point to grab the Ice Armor. In the end, they isolate MP, though. It's the first nighttime where you want to get a lot of heavy lifting done, and Crescendo will enter the bottom lane triumphantly. That is a big kill, taking MP down.
So far, the Enchantress seems to be doing enough. If he can keep getting these kills, and he's got, another 2 minutes left on the Night Stalker as well before it becomes day. The one concern, though, is just always coming back to the mid lane. Like, mid one's sitting at, almost 50 CS at 6 minutes. This guy is going to get completely out of control if he's not stopped.
Dropping that offensive trap down. Mid one.
They do manage to find Cinderin. Finally. He didn't have a ward in the offlane, so I'm guessing he just got fissured at an opportune time from Fog and just died because of it.
They brought YapzOr down, and meanwhile Crescendo wrapping around a mid one. This would certainly be the bigger kill if they get him. He's not going to be easy, but the Void comes through. Shrapnel's there. Stun follow-up. Bam! PBK unloads. That must have been a satisfying kill for him. A huge one, too, with the amount that mid one had been freely farming in this lane, and I don't think I'm seeing too many stacks for him, actually. Normally, teams prioritize it a little more with the TA, but it's really nothing. YapzOr
has been spending most of his time either fissuring mid or fissuring the bottom lane. He's kind of just walking around playing the
I
nomadic.
like how I talked up how good he is at like balancing the ganky with the staggy, and it's just been all gank, no stag. So
Yeah, he just wants to kill. They might actually kill the sniper here.
BBK. Fissure comes through, mid one. Not going to have enough damage to kill him off in time. The Spite Assassinate comes out.
He just wanted to see if he could time it through the refraction. He's baiting mid one. Mid one's pretty good though.
If he does that, I'll give him a wow.
Nice. Yeah, this bottom lane is still a struggle for Synderen. He's 4.5 though. As long as he hits a 6 by like, I guess at the latest you as an off lane 12 minutes is like a really hard lane because that's like the support timing of a level 6, right?
Yeah.
If you're having like a pretty bleh laning phase, I would say that Lich sitting there and denying your creeps the entire time and getting ganked qualifies as a pretty hard
laning phase.
Yeah.
I would say so as well. So, oh, Puppey comes in again. Just rubbing in Sin's face the fact that he's a level and a half ahead of him. The pressure is going to mount here. But, you know, Andy, looking at the two lineups, because it's been a little bit slower, what kind of like timings or pace are they looking for? Like, how do you see like strategically these lineups matching up as the laning stage here?
I think that Secret, they can do like the slow siege. You know, they have the Veno. They're kind of looking for the eventual blink on YapzOr. It's going to be quite a ways away. He's opting to go for the Arcane. So I think they have a little while before the lineup really comes online. They're mainly just looking to farm a bit. And then for Crescendo, I think as soon as the puck gets coiled, they want to do something because the shapeshift is available. And I think that this lineup is exceptionally good at running at the style of team that Secret has drafted. The Earthshaker is the only way to really stop the Lycan in these fights. So it's going to be down to the Shaker and also the mech timing on KheZu, which he will have very fast.
Yeah, Lycan and Puck is an old classic combo. The coil holds them in place, they try to run away, it snaps, they're going to die, they stay there, and they're going to get munched on. It was very popular, I want to say, like around like, I'm trying to remember, it was like TI2 through like TI4 era, whenever Lycan was popular, that duo generally was, but
right.
Haven't seen it so much lately with the Lycan being reworked and Puck.
It's weird too,
slowly made his way back with all the damage buffs.
I think that Lycan on paper is stronger really than he's kind of ever been. Because
even the TI2 Lycan?
Okay, TI2 Lycan might have been a bit more obnoxious.
That hero was like auto pick ban win.
The Wolves were stupid back then too, right? Because they had the insane regen and they could just like solo creep waves and stupid stuff like that. Yeah, maybe TI2.
The reason why Morphlane was like the hero that everyone remembers being broken at TI2 is because Lycan was banned every game. Yeah. But yeah, hold that thought as mid one makes a big dive in the mid lane. Synderen's there with the catch though. Can he finish him off in time? Mid one chilling in the trees. Wants to turn it around. Sin walks into it. Good timing there on the phase shift. And now the chase forward. Excalibur trying to finish him off, but mid one still running. He gets off the refraction again. Synderen a fleeting orb forward. Unable to find that counter kill.
An unfortunate trade. Even using the shapeshift cooldown there in Excalibur, not able to really get enough, only getting the Lich. And those are the kind of things that Crescendo really need to make sure that goes well for them. You can't, you know, make your Lycan rotate over, you can't coil for just the support. You really, really need to be able to get more than that.
So Secret are ramping up the pressure, and they're starting to group up in the mid lane. Veno keeps on pushing this bottom lane. Puppey is stacking Ancients now, so we're probably going to see the TA farm those fairly soon. Mid one going. Looks like straight. What, is this straight Deso here? Yeah, gets the Mithril Hammer. I've seen him sometimes favor the Blink a little more, but this game is their main hitter.
With this lineup, it's hard to go Blink first because you're blinking into a Lycan team and a sniper, potentially a Puck. You don't want to put yourself, I think, in that spot. The Deso just helps you farm that much faster. He might go back for it.
Also helps them take Roche, and without that, there's basically pretty minimal Roche threat.
Yeah. He's going to get that nice juicy stack. Easy peasy. And this is KheZu very, very close to finishing off the mech now. He's even got the Arcane Boots and the Soul Ring already. Sitting at the 3rd overall highest net worth.
What do you see for MP? He's going Veil first. We've seen like Artesia sometimes gone for the early Midas. And
there's a lot of
Venno.
different Venno builds. It just really depends on what he feels his team needs. Since they have a Darkseer, they have like the team fight oriented items already covered. I would expect him maybe to go for maybe even right click, because they really only have one source of physical damage, and that's mid one. Do they think that's enough? Do they want to just really build around the fact that they have so much magical damage against two heroes that carry BKB very well? It's kind of just up to how fast they want to win the game.
What is the ideal like Venno physical damage build? Maelstrom?
I've
It's more
seen
magic
like
based.
I've seen S&Y and Hurricane Pike, and I've seen,
Hurricane Pike seems kind of like a staple.
yeah, it's just very good stats for the hero. He uses everything on that item, the mana, the agi, the strength. I think that's probably like the best. S&Y seems pretty good too, because you can just kite people so hard. Like, have you ever been Galed and S&Y'd at the same time? You just don't move.
They want EGM. They're going to vacuum back on the other side of this fissure, drop the wall, keep on chasing. But see you later. I have wings, and I'm going to use them. EGM looks to make it out. Will manage to catch KheZu there with a perfect timing on the Void, and at the buzzer, he'll bring down the Darkseer. Secret get completely shut down. Yeah, old Night Stalker, he's dead there, but not this guy.
Is under attack.
Just remember, no one fears a Night Stalker during the day.
Fortunately, it seems to be night more and more frequently as the game goes on. Again, good news for Secret, though. Mid one, free tier 1 for him.
You know, it's actually funny you brought that up. I didn't even realize, or I mean, I knew it, but I didn't think about it until now. Just the synergy between the Night Stalker and the Lycan anyway. Like making it nighttime, getting the bonus howl as well. Get the extra HP and all that nonsense.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of synergy there. I mean, we used to see like that was where the Night Stalker Luna duo was popular in the past. Luna not really on the menu very often nowadays.
Hero is just too slow right now.
No one runs the Night Stalker Coddle though. What's up with that?
That's like the anti-synergy. I mean, it is and it isn't at the same time.
You like, do you just like report your teammate if you pick Coddle and they pick Night Stalker?
Like, you can't buy Aghanims that game if you're Coddle, because your blast will never heal if you're team fighting, because the Night Stalker is just always going to pop darkness.
I know.
It's definitely
Feels
report
bad,
worthy.
Instant report. There should be certain pick combinations that just automatically get people in the low priority.
Yeah, like just picking techies. Just automatic low priority.
Mid one might be sent to an automatic death here as he gets completely caught out by Crescendo. The Fissure is fantastic. The Echo Slam's on point. They will get Ake.
Oh my god.
Like, or will they get Ake?
So
or will they get Ake? Or will they get
Oh my
Ake? They
god,
will
he's
not
actually
get
not gonna die.
Ake. Raindrops
Oh my.
for the win. With the attendance being leveled up here.
He has 740 max health and he lived through that.
Is this the new... I haven't really followed Ench skill builds. Do you normally just not level up Untouchable nowadays?
In this game, it's not really the right clicks that you're scared of, though. It's pretty much just the magical damage. So I guess it still does vary. I've seen, you know, 3-1-1. I've seen 1-1-3.
They're going to force out Excalibur's ult, but oh, maybe not to their liking as he charges back and he munches down one. It's gone for that new, like, kind of in vogue build here with the Armlet Mask of Madness. Just pure punching power for him. He's okay for now.
He's got the howl.
Easy regen.
Yeah, but in that time, Secret gonna get the Roche here. Desolator finished on mid one for a little while now. He's actually almost got the blink too.
Alright, Age is secured. So overall victory for Secret there, even though it looked pretty bad for a while. Doesn't buy time for Sin though, he gets the blink.
Still an okay timing. Like, I'd say like pre-20 minutes, if your lane's crazy hard like his was, still respectable. And they can, even with the Aegis up, I still feel like they can fight. I think that Crescendo's lineup is so good at fighting, even though they have a very farm-hungry core in the Sniper, just because of the Lycan and the Puck combination. It just does so much work against the type of lineup the Secret has. Unfortunately, the longer they delay, I think it's going to be a harder game for Lycan, Because the supports are going to start getting stuff like Force Staffs and Glimmer Capes, and, you know, eventually Solar Crest will come out on somebody. And then the Lycan's like single target oriented style where he just wants to run at one person just will be not as effective.
Yeah, not to mention the Ice Armor has started to ramp up here. It's now level 3 for Puppey, so it's a little bit more difficult to munch through those targets. And we did actually see Excalibur contemplating a Diffusal Blade on Lycan.
Just for the Ice Armor, yeah. And the Surge as well.
Yeah, for the Darkseer as well. It actually could have been a really cool pickup, but still feeling like there's so much magic damage. There is a lot of chain stun if Shaker is able to lock him down, so he's now thinking BKB instead. But to show you that there are some things that will irritate him more and more as the game progresses.
I think it's an ode to putting more emphasis on the sniper being the true late gamer, and just saying, okay, we need a BKB to fight now, so we can protect our base and, you know, keep our towers alive. Because normally buying a BKB, even at this stage, can sometimes be detrimental if you want to go super late on a Lycan. Because then you're working with 5 seconds. 5 seconds is not a lot of time. So I think it's more, okay, the sniper bought a Maelstrom, we're going to farm more. BBK can carry us into that late game. As long as we have something to bridge that gap, we'll be okay.
Yeah, 5 seconds is especially not a lot when you're Lycan, and you spend at least half the time just, you know, getting to a target to hit them the first time.
Yeah.
So Cinder in here, he'll hold the mid lane back. They are farming up some nice stacks. Excalibur quickly chewing through them. Ake going back for the Midas, and Crescendo.
Oh, Cinder, and my god.
Definitely. Oh my. Take
just
the
got
camera off for 1 second.
He got 2-shot.
Deleted.
It was like he got melded, phase shifted, instantly died after he came out of the phase shift.
I don't really see Puck farming out there with a blink, and you're like, ah, Puck's fine. They don't have any, unless YapzOr is there, they don't really have any lockdown, but joke's on me.
Yeah, sometimes heroes just disappear. That's what happens against TA.
That's what should have happened. 2 techies.
God, I wish. New TI stretch goal.
You know, I heard a rumor once that Ice Frog takes stretch.
I'm pretty sure that's not a rumor.
Okay.
I mean, it's a rumor in the sense that someone probably started it.
In the sense that, like, he didn't officially make a Twitter post saying that he hates the hero.
Right. But he does hate the hero.
But you're Ice Frog, man. Why don't you then you just delete him, right? Surely.
I
guess you can't now, right? Because there's all the cosmetics people.
The thing that made like no sense to me is everyone was super excited for that hero to be added into the game, and I was always just thinking, man, they do not remember playing with techies or against techies,
or just really in any capacity.
I know there's like probably 10 people out there who are upset that I said that, but all 10 of you, I would report you.
You heard it here from Dad. Even his own children, should they dare to pick techies, he would cast them out on the streets and have no regrets.
Oh god, no. I've been playing Dota for too long to have regrets.
Except that you've played Dota for too long.
Except that I've, you know, maybe play a little bit too much Dota. But then I watch Dota, you know, it's a cycle. You watch Dota, then you want to play Dota.
Secret. They're already looking to break the base here. They are going high ground very early. Crescendo trying to hold the line, but Sin blinking in. Gets the silence off there. YapzOr countering with the fissure attempt. They are a tricky nut to crack, though, with that sniper sitting back. Not a whole lot else of deep push, though. Really, the rest of their team is mostly going to have to resort to split pushing. Did you see the Night Stalker lurking in mid? Still a tier 1 up here for Secret. A very confident siege underway. They will march forward on the high ground once more. Seen Puppey grabbing the early helm of the Dominator. Does any bit of regen sustain they can muster to keep this push going? Coil will be snapped. TP home. Lycan's in the neighborhood. He's closing in on the BKB. Doesn't have it yet. They won't be able to fully crack the base, but Secret applying tons of early aggression to this lane. Are threatening. They've still got... Actually, no, they don't. They're just about done here on the Aegis, so...
I think, yeah, that's why they backed off. They didn't want to risk getting killed. That's kind of a big deal, though, if you think about it, because it's very hard for Secret to just walk up to the high ground. Like, trying to slow siege with Venom wards against Sniper doesn't really work because the Sniper's range is just so long that he kills the wards as they're dropped. and that you can't really build up that like mass amount of that you need to really crack the base. So when you get the tier 3 down, that opens up more room for the Venomancer to really get that concave of wards that you want. So because they weren't able to really get the tier 3 all the way down and open up the shrines and open up the opportunity for the Veno to get that nice siege going, it is a big win for Crescendo, even though they are behind quite a bit in net worth. Most of that net worth is pretty much reflected in just mid one's farm. That's it.
And late game, this isn't going to be easy for TA. Once the sniper's farmed enough to quickly chew through the refraction, I mean, it's going to be a long time before Ake is a real threat. Still working on his Midas at 23 minutes, but at some point maybe he will be. So, Cinderin working towards what looks to be a Yules. He'll have some tools to kite this TA, wait out her BKB. Speaking of which, is now done. So, mid one hitting power curve peak after peak, now trying to snowball even further. They're going to hunt EGM here. Flaps his way into the trees. He didn't get quite far enough, though, and they are going to converge, but goes for the TP out. Fissure is there. Yap slams the door. We'll find the kill. And they may just transition straight into this push bottom.
This BKB should be the end of the tier 3 tower, at least, I think, for Crescendo. Sniper is still lacking some damage. He's got the Force Staff and the Maelstrom, which is...
It might be more than that, Andy. Nobody's even at the base right now.
Oh, they have TPs,
and their
right?
deep push is pretty weak.
Really, all they need to do is drop Shrapnel and just auto-attack the TA. That's their main source of stopping this.
Chip damage, really. But mid one, he's going to keep on shoving his way in. Bullying.
God, he is so tanky.
And with the Frost Armor, my god.
Frost Armor, Solar Crest, he had like 43 armor.
And the mischance. Now back to the Shrine, so systematic by Secret.
They've been very methodical about how they played the last couple of minutes. Getting the tier 2s, walking down with the Aegis, making sure they got almost every single second of use out of it. Just chipping down the tier 3 so that when the BKB was finished, they would be able to walk up and get it down completely. And with the Shrines being taken off the map as well, that just opens up another Roshan.
They're going to move on Ake here, and he'll be slowed down. It's going to be a two-shot. Mid one makes it go splat. He gets the courier too. Those prized, precious wards. Rip.
Oh, man, that's a feels bad.
Unless you're mid one.
Oh, yeah, then it's a feels good.
Feels amazing, man.
He's even got a DD. The real question is, do they still sit mid? I think they're probably just better off walking bottom at this point. Fighting into mid is scary because there's like 3 shrines. Whereas, you know, bottom lane there's only, like, realistically there's 1. And top lane is pretty much the same.
I'm not really seeing Crescendo leaving their base much right now, Andy.
I don't think you will see that for a little bit. What has to happen is Secret need to get baited into an engagement, and then a coil has to come out, and the sniper just needs to be laying into everyone with the Lycan with his fresh BKB. It's a 10-second BKB. The main issue that Excalibur is going to run into is he doesn't really have any armor. Like, even standing by the tower, he has 15. But there's a Solar Crest on the other team as well. There's Ice Armor. There's a Hurricane Pike.
There's a
Mag.
TA.
There's a TA with lots of items and a DD and almost a Butterfly. It seems like the way that Secret played this out, they were really more focused on just playing a very efficient early game and just ensuring that mid one had a good time. Because as long as the one physical damage dealer on your team is having a good laning phase, and even more so having the stacks afterwards to just keep that momentum going, getting Roshan after getting the Deso, and like every single thing objective-wise that they wanted, they accomplished. So now they're at a stage where it just feels like it's almost an insurmountable lead at this point, and it requires a mistake.
Hey, Cinderin, how you doing?
See, wow, he has a Shadow Blade already? He just had the Blink Arcanes at 22 minutes, and now he has a Shadow Blade.
I see Yap has no mercy for his old comrades. This guy's a Dota player.
Well, you can see why that Secret was one of the favorites to make it out of this qualifier.
Everyone making plays, everyone very confident, sticking to their guns and not afraid to mix it up with hero picks. And yeah, you're busting out Lich in a bo1 and making it work beautifully. That is a good sign for Secret. Maybe they learned a thing or two from VP's all-hero challenge.
It's possible. I mean, that was just impressive. Let's be honest.
I don't think we're going to see that at TI somehow.
You might be onto something there. If they did it at TI, it would be like the most epic thing I think
The
I've ever
closest
seen.
we had to that was Wings.
Yeah.
Wings was not the all-hero challenge, but, you know, it was like a taste of it.
It makes Dota so much more exciting when you actually have no idea what they're going to pick.
Oh, God. They got an Ogre Frost Mage, Andy.
Oh my goodness.
Mid one has a Butterfly, a Solar Crest, 35 armor, a BKB, and an Aegis. And that's just his defensive capabilities, mind you.
I'm pretty sure he could just stand AFK and just not die.
This is like back when StarCraft 2 came out and Colossus. You just kind of you got 4 of them, and you just A-click their base. And you won.
Yeah.
That's what mid one's heroes become.
Were you a Protoss player?
No, I just massed Marines and medics and just A-clicked. And I lost to those Colossi and was very sad. But mid one, he'll start poking here. It's onto the high ground. A little chip damage, unhealable damage to this Ranger Axe. The best tool they have is probably that crippling fear chance to miss right now.
Yeah, it's daytime though, unfortunately. Oh, here we go. It just turned 9. There,
All right,
there it
the
is.
comeback was nigh for Crescendo. EGM playing the savior. 40.
Even with this survivability, you can see how patient he's being.
48 armor, excuse me.
Like, he could probably just stand there, get the racks. He might lose the Aegis, but then he still has a 10-second BKB. Okay,
Well, now they want to engage. Great silence by Cinder, though. Right when YapzOr was looking for the Echo Slam, this could be a turnaround opportunity. They want to lock the Shiger down. The Fissure connects the 2. The Chain Frost is there. Oh, mama, that's going to leave a mark. Ake marches in. Now they get the Shiger. That is not how they scripted it. Ake tries to make it out. Traps are there. BBK is cleaning up, though. He's gotten 3. Just planking away, says take that you wankers, but they haven't dealt with the mid-1 problem. And now he chases on. MP still alive. The 2 key cores for Secret hold the line. They will now turn back for the melee. Sniper down. The way lies open to 1 lane of racks for Secret. It was a pretty damn good defense here by Crescendo, but still Secret. They get the objective they were searching for.
TA is just way too strong. Like, just look at the net worth. He's 6k ahead of anyone, even on his own team.
Now Venom moving in. MP just kind of suicide bombing himself at BBK. He will get the kill. They cracked that shrine. Not going to matter, though. And now looking for a second lane. It's onto the melee. They still have the Aegis. The BKB hasn't even been used, for God's sake. He's got a 10-second available. A secondary coil command. Now he BKBs. He waltzes back to safety. That's painful to watch. EGM on the chase, but there's the 4-staff. And there's my complete loss of all motor functions as we try to stay on track here. MP still making it back towards safety. YapzOr on the high ground again, looking for the pickoffs here. Chain Frost cooling down, and EGM and Excalibur running for dear life. Mid one has not gone home. He's trying to get these splash hits onto Cinder, and it looks like from the neutral camp. Cinder jumping away and into the waiting clutches of Secret. But buyback now. It's one last hurrah. Secret not wasting any time and going for the jugular. Now onto the melee racks once again. Blink forward from Sin. They still have the Aegis, mind you. Sin does not have the buyback, does not have the coil. They're running out of time here. Second lane down. Secret looking for the megas. And still no ho-ho-ha-ha to save them.
I don't know if that ho-ho-ha-ha is ever going to happen, unfortunately, LD. This is just a unfortunate circumstance of a TA getting way too much out of the early game. There wasn't really any contention on the stacks. It was kind of misleading because they were getting kills everywhere. You can't say that Ake didn't do what he was supposed to do. He pretty much killed every lane that he walked to.
It's like they didn't really transition well after that, right?
Yeah, exactly. They did. Oh my god.
All right, Secret have hit every combo required to take this fight. It looks like they're diving for more. They're going to get Cinder in too. That's a dieback on him. A decapitation
GG.
Under the tier 4s, and the GG call is made. But mid one, he wants this final kill. He wants BBK. Won't get him though. The GG saves him. Get away.
Yeah, in my head I was thinking that the mid matchup would probably be a bit more favorable than it was, but the YapzOr was also there for a good amount of time. So he sat behind mid, he was throwing fissures. You talked about how he didn't really commit a lot of time stacking, but the reality is, I think if you leave that 1v1, that mid one probably ends up not doing nearly as well. They certainly would never kill the sniper, which they did end up getting a kill on him before. And then they get the stacks on top of that after.